More than 200 years ago, Americans fought a revolution against big government.
He has erected a multitude of new offices and has sent hither swarms of officials to harass our people and eat out their substance.
George III and his bureaucrats taxed and controlled their lives until the people said, enough. The government in Washington, D.C. makes you nostalgic for old King George. The royal tax collectors took about 25% from our ancestors. This year, government at all levels will extract 50% of our money to waste. And not gently. IRS agents use wiretaps, mail openings, informants, disguises, guns, chains, and jails to get every last dime.
Hi, welcome to On Second Thought. I'm the co-host of the show, Susan King, and the host of our show, Mr. William Wagner. Thank you for joining us.
William Wagner here for another episode of how your rights are being abused in America right in front of your face, and very few of you know about it. With me today are two guests. One is Debbie Buczek. Welcome, Debbie.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
And her husband, Dan Buczek.
Glad to meet you.
You have a job, or business, I should say, that takes you around the country.
Correct. Yes, we do.
And you've never been arrested and convicted of felonies, have you, Debbie?
Never, never.
Never been in trouble with the law?
Never been in a jailhouse other than visiting my family.
Which didn't have issues until very recently.
That's correct.
But on a certain date, what happened in January of, what was it?
Dan, you know the date?
January 16th. It was a Friday morning.
Oh, yes, Friday morning.
At approximately 10...
in what year?
09, this year.
2000, this year?
Yes.
What happened on that date?
Well, we were all in bed sleeping. My daughter Amanda was home that evening, and she does a lot of trail as well. I was home, my son Shane was home downstairs sleeping, my husband and I were sleeping, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang at the door. And my daughter ran downstairs and would not let anybody in. There were police there. My daughter would not let anybody in. She says, no, I can't let you until my father comes down. And they're very strong and
aggressive.
Aggressive, very aggressive.
This was what time at night?
In the morning, 6:30 in the morning.
6:30 in the morning.
Got us out of bed. So my daughter did what her father told her to do, which was not let anybody in. And so my husband came down, and my husband says, go to the front entrance, and then they just barged into my home, and they would not, said they would not show the warrant.
They would not show the warrant, but they claimed they had it. Who were these people?
FBI people. There was a man, I can't think of his name, but he was in charge. He was a very nice fellow.
And what
considering the circumstances, but they came in and they just searched through the whole house, arrested my son, took my son Shane, handcuffed him, took him right out of bed. I just said they kind of pushed him around. They asked where I was. I was upstairs in the bathroom. One of the fellows came upstairs when I was in the bathroom and literally took a shotgun and pointed it to me and said, put your hands up. I says, for what? I'm not putting my hands up. This is my home. He says, no, I want your hands. Put your hands up. And he erected the gun towards me, this huge gun, as I'm coming out of the bathroom with my bathrobe and my pajamas on. So I had to literally, put my hands up for fear I would be shot to death.
In your own bedroom?
In my own bathroom. In my house. And I thought that was pretty nasty. And then...
is this the America you thought it was?
No. And let me tell you something. I've never experienced something like this in my life. It's very, very discouraging to be a part of this country, to see the abuse that people, innocent people like we are getting for absolutely nothing.
This was January of 09?
Yes, this is just a couple weeks ago. And my daughter, one of the police officers, actually it was the same man with a gun, told my daughter to sit down. She says, no, I don't want to sit down. I'd rather just stand. He literally pushed her, lunged her over the couch, and pushed her and made her sit down. And
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 27 years old. It was very, very
So he
nasty.
assaulted her in your own home?
Right. I wish I had a camera on.
Are you going to sue for assault and battery?
Well, at this point, I'm just getting over the shock of them coming into my home.
Now, did they have an arrest warrant for you?
No.
Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny?
No, sir. No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny?
No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they have an arrest warrant for you, Danny? No, sir. Did they But they pointed a gun in your face?
Yes.
They assaulted your daughter?
Yes.
And then they roughed up your son Shane and took him out of bed?
Right.
Wow. I don't know what you people think, but I think the government's gone a little bit over the edge. Danny, does this bring back memories of another time a couple of years ago when they barged into the house?
Yes, and it was only a little less than a year ago. It was on March 6th in 2008. We had federal agents come into our home looking to arrest Shane. It is just very sad. They're focused on Shane because he's a true patriot in our country. He stands up for we the people. He has literally put up 350 signs for Ron Paul in Western New York, and he's put them up in California and Florida. He's a true patriot, and I think they're zeroing in on him just to quiet him because he's very knowledgeable of what's happening in our country. We don't need to tell the rest of you what's happening. The bailout is totally ludicrous. It's just raping the American public, and it just really the powers to be, the Bilderbergers or whatever, they want to bankrupt America and make it a third world nation. And Shane's been very vociferous about this in the last 5 years, and they're looking for anything to charge against him. Presently, we have a prosecutor in our area, the U.S. Attorney's Office. His name is Anthony Bruce. And I'll make that crystal clear. I don't mind mentioning his name, Anthony Bruce. There are people in Washington investigating him. As for the other individuals involved in this, the judges and the FBI agents, I want to show a little compassion to them because they're giving direction from Anthony Bruce, an individual I think has been deprived in his high school years, probably never played any sports, but that's neither here nor there. It's just very sad how they're focusing on Shane to put him in jail. There is a concern in my family that they would like to focus on me. That's fine with me. I'm willing to stand up for what's right for this country and our liberties, of which is evaporating before our very eyes.
Back in March of last year, Debbie, they held you prisoner in your bathroom, didn't they?
Well, talking about when they came to our house in March, well, I could not leave. I had to have someone present, a lady present, with me all the time. I couldn't even go to the bathroom or get dressed without having someone there watching me.
Watching you get dressed.
Watching me
in
get
your
dressed.
Own home.
Right, exactly.
When you go to the bathroom, she had to be there with you.
Exactly. It was very demeaning, and I just could not believe it. I could not. And after I was done, I had to sit back and sit in my chair and not even move.
Have you guys sued them yet over the March incident of 08?
We have not taken any legal action at this point in time. We're just trying to get through the case right now with Liberty Dollar. And
have they returned all the silver coins they stole from you in March?
You know,
so they're still holding your coins.
It's really odd because they dropped the Liberty Dollar. They dropped that whole issue, but yet they won't return our coins to us. And I don't understand why. We've asked and asked and asked, and they have not returned our.
Well, I think you have to sue them.
Well,
you have to bring a lawsuit to a declaratory action, I think, to immediately have your property returned.
Well, the judge did make a comment that they would return the Liberty Dollars coins to us, but I'm not sure when that's going to happen.
Well, you know, if it happens 100 years from now, it won't do you much good.
No.